Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Pitch Perfect podcast. I'm your host, Larry, and today we got the Arsenal versus Liverpool match reaction. To be honest, boys, I kind of like I was expecting to lose this game just because Calafiori is out. From the last game, we had no Saka, we had no Timber, Odegaard is still out for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks, to be honest. But to be honest, after today's game, I'm not really too obsessed. I felt like we should have won the game, and I'll get to that on why I feel like we should have won the game. But other than that, I don't think there's anything I could be like. There is one decision I am kind of mad about, but like I was expecting a loss today because that team, that performance. You know how I felt about the Bournemouth performance last week, and I did say that team lacked creativity, and even the players when we're injured, the players that we having to come and replace, especially in the midfield and attack, they're not up to snuff. Today it was a great game, and it was a good game for both teams. Saka, there was doubt he was going to start. I was kind of pretty much confirmed when I see him in the lineup. I was kind of surprised, really. I like I took a big risk, and I thought it was going to aggravate the injury. Also took a big risk with the Timber injury because those two could have easily aggravated their injuries and kept them out for longer. But in the end, they were both able to play the game, and I'm really grateful for that. Um, Saka opened up the scoring. I thought he was phenomenal today. Had Robertson on toast for the whole 90. That goal, when he cuts in, it's very hard to stop him. Cheeky little nutmeg hits a near post. Kevin Kelleher, nothing he could do about a 1-0. And then obviously we got a taste of our own medicine. Liverpool got a corner kick. Trent, how many times we have to say it? He's so good when he's whipping the ball in. It's cash money for him. Absolute cash money for him. Flicks on to Luis Diaz, who flicks it back to Van Dijk. My only negative thing I probably will have to say, I don't feel like Partey should have been the one um, to mark Van Dijk for that corner. Van Dijk does very well to get his head out of it. I just feel like there should have been someone like Gabriel on him or something like that. Partey versus Van Dijk is a mismatch for me. Van Dijk is being. I know Partey's brilliant physically. Don't get me wrong, but Van Dijk, he's just a monster in the air. And you know what? It wasn't even in the air. He's just a monster physically. I feel like a Gabriel to Marshall Van Dijk would have been better, but nothing we could do there. We got a taste of our own medicine. Cross from Trent, flick on from Luis Diaz, flicked in by Van Dijk. It was 1-1. I did think we were playing. I think it was the best football we played in the Prem so far. We were taken against Liverpool. I know for Liverpool fans now, I've been saying, I don't know if you've been watching the pod, I've been saying Gravenberch, he's been good. But I always said, what happens if he plays in a field that can bop it around him? And he was struggling. And it wasn't just Gravenberch. Jones, they were that whole Liverpool midfield. They were struggling. We had them on ropes, and um, that first half was phenomenal for us. We had them on ropes. They couldn't get out their own half, and I thought we should have really killed the game off, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then the second goal, we got a free kick, brilliant ball from Declan Rice. Whips those balls so good. But it was a very good cross, very absolutely brilliant cross. Mikel Marino gets his head on it. Now, initially, I thought it was offside, but I see the replay. I was like onside. VAR took a while to check it, but eventually gave it onside, which I thought just by looking at it. A couple of times, I just think in the end it was onside. We were 2-1 up going into second half. I thought we were dominant. I thought we were in the driver's seat, and then this is where I want to talk about this mentality in Arsenal right now. And I was watching kind of a TikToker here just before I came on, just scrolling through TikTok, and I kind of want to quote what he said. He was kind of saying that this mentality that we have of we go into the lead at games, big games, and we don't decide. We decide to defend the lead, do not lose the match rather than kill off the game. And do you know what? I totally agree. I totally agree with this statement. For the longest time I can remember since Arteta has come into this club, we've always, if we're leading by 1 or 2 goals. The idea is to kill the game off. Don't let the opposition come in. Keep on the pressure, because what happened in that second half, we took our foot off the gas a bit, and then we allowed Liverpool to come back in the game, and they start made a few changes, and he was able to come back into the game, and it was a very good counter attack for the second goal. Salah, Nunes picked up the ball. It was a brilliant ball from Trent, an absolute moment of magic. Again, like I said, Trent spamming long balls is cash money. You can't give him space. Then again, I don't expect anyone to close him down, but the defending has to be better there. Nunes picks up the ball. It's straight into the 18-yard box. Salah, excellent IQ, moves in, allows makes himself an option for Nunes to pass it in. Talks it away past Ryan. Nothing Ryan could do. Defense has to do better there. 2-2. And it's just this mentality, like we have to kill these games off, because if we kill that game off, I don't think Liverpool were at their best today. And I'm sure some Liverpool fans out there who watch this, and my friends and Liverpool fans will probably agree, they weren't the best today. And the fact that we weren't able to kill the game is annoying, because in these games we can't afford to just defend and hope we win, because there are teams who have players that rely on there are teams who rely on individual brilliance that can make something happen from nothing. And Liverpool, that type of team, they were function well as a team, but they also have players like Mohamed Salah, Trent, Van Dijk, early dominant from set pieces. These players can hurt you, and it's just something that I want to touch on. I just do think we need to get this mentality of once we go 2-1 up or 3-1 up, that we need to sit back and invite pressure. No, go out there, kill the game off. If it's 5-1, 4-1, yeah, okay, then you can, make some subs, rest the lads for the week, or the Champions League games, or the Carabao Cup, or the FA Cup. 2-1, it's not a lead you should be like, okay, we could take our foot off the gas, especially with a team like Liverpool. And we've seen that what happened with that counter attack. We were defending, we allowed Liverpool to go into the game, and eventually they got their goal. Now, another talking point in the game was probably the third goal for us that should have stood. Jakub Kivior winning winning a 50-50 aerial battle with Szoboszlai. People were saying it's a push in the back. Look, lads, I'm gonna be honest. It's a soft push. I don't want to be trying to be too biased, but that's a 50 ball. That's a 50-50 ball. It's not my fault Szoboszlai doesn't jump up first. He's 5'8", Kivior 6'2". Even if he does jump for it, he's not winning it. And and if you look back to it, Anthony Taylor doesn't really raise his hand. He wants to raise it, but he lets it play. And then Havertz chips it. People are trying to say high boost, like it's a 50-50 ball. Havertz chipped it over Keller. There's nothing Keller could do. He tries to make sure it goes in. It doesn't go in, but Gabriel Jesus comes and finishes. I think that goal should have stood. I think regardless of what happened, that goal should have stood. But I won't complain too much, because you know how poor the refereeing is at this stage of the game. So I won't complain too much. But this, it was nice to see a response. I don't know if I would call I don't know if I would call this a response in from the Bournemouth game, but I'm not overall disappointed with the result. I think I take a point. The real challenge is to go and play in Anfield, which will be a very tough task for us. But other than that, we'll take the point. We'll take the point. But we need to start killing games. In situations like this, we have to kill games. Because I will say, I don't think Liverpool were at their best today. That midfield struggled. That midfield, and I just want to give a shout out, because Joyce knows how much I've been cooking this guy. And in college, he's always talking to me. You need to take back what you say about this guy, Thomas Partey. I've slated you since the start of the season. I said I'm happy to send you to Saudi. I thank you for your services. That right back, I seen him today. Right back, I was like, Lord have mercy. I thought he was phenomenal today. Probably one of my probably deserved man of the match, to be honest, because it was very obvious from kickoff that's all Liverpool targeted. Partey side, and my God, he was phenomenal today. I don't know, since he's had that surgery that's gotten rid of that injury that he plays a few games and he's gone. He's gotten surgery. The injury isn't there. He's had a run of games. The remontada, I'm here for it. I'm here for a Thomas Partey remontada. This is the longest time we've seen him play a run of games without him getting injured. I'm not going to jinx this, but I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Lewis Skelly, another youngster coming on for us. Ethan Waneri came on. Now, Lewis Skelly coming up from Zinchenko. Thank God Arteta had a bit of sense to play Skelly over Zinchenko, because if I see Zinchenko, I was like, that's the game gone. Zinchenko's going to cost us the game. But, the fact that he gave Miles Skelly an opportunity in a game like this, I'm happy with that. You know, good for the youngsters to build up on. But other than that, lads, I can't complain too much. I can't complain too much. You know, we'll take the point, but going forward, I do think we need to kill off games. Like, you know, when we went to that lead, Liverpool weren't composed. There's no composure. We had them on ropes, and I think if you want to consider yourself a top team, you have to go in for the kill. You know, you have to keep going until they break, and then if you're up by 2 or 3 goals, yeah, make some subs. But 2-1, it's not an opportunity to take your foot off the gas. But look, I ain't gonna complain too much. We're gonna move on to next week. Hopefully, we pick up 3 points from there. But other than that, I've been Lawrence. Thank you for watching. Now, Gunner's Insight. I know I have not posted. Bear with me. It's been very busy with college and stuff like that. Um, I'm hoping this week. I will have a Gunners Insight. This episode will be a lengthy episode because I have not posted in like 3 weeks for that. So I'm going to go through the PSG match, the Shakhtar match. Who else did we play? Don't worry, everything Champions League coverage on assessing the team injuries and stuff like that. Transfers for January. I will go through that. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thanks for watching.